social butterflies, and welcome to episode 70 of the Antisocial Socialite. And that's alien talk for get me the fuck off this ghetto ass planet. Okay, I'm ready to check out. It's been a super heavy week. I know everybody is like just exhausted about hearing about those dumb fucking cunts in the Supreme Court that decided that they wanted to overturn Roe v. Wade because of religion or just like their conservative beliefs that like, I'm sorry, we're in fucking 2022 and get with the program, right? So my whole thing is if we're gonna sit here and talk about the Constitution and the Bible in every fucking conversation that people want to hide behind their church, their husband's voice, their fucking pure ignorance, you also need to just like take a moment and step back. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a step back, not into the 1940s, but just like a few steps back to discuss just a quick thing. As we all know, that the United States of America was founded in 1776, and electricity was discovered about 20 years prior, right? We didn't have any indoor plumbing, lots of things have changed between when the Constitution was written and when the Bible was written, right? Are you guys following me? So, like, please don't use arguments for very outdated, essentially pieces of fiction at this point to justify the reason why you are, like, a fucking dumb dickhole. Like, that's the best word that can come to my brain right now. You're a fucking dickhole. Actually, dickholes is where semen comes from, which is the first source of life, right? So, men, every time you masturbate and you're telling a woman to close their legs, just think about, like, every time you're skeeting into a sock, you're actually committing murder yourself. You are the initial point of life. Yes, you plant your seed into a woman. I hate when people use that term, to grow the life. But you, sir, and your little cream pie are the reason why, life exists. If you really want to take that much credit, right? So we need to just like come up with something besides the fact of like ignorant ectopic pregnancies are not abortions. This is not abortions because everybody's using that as a form of birth control. Close your legs. I don't think any of you really understand the scope of like what happens when you do take a pill or you're medically removing a baby out of your body, whether you're 6 weeks, 20 weeks, close to full term. I mean, even stillbirths, like, you have to initiate oftentimes the birth, the removal of this fetus out of your body. And I know that it's hard for you guys to grasp the concept of that being deemed abortion. I have many different friends that have experienced abortion in a scope, if you will, from ectopic pregnancies, severe birth defects, the fact that they're not ready to have a child yet, right? And I respect that. I've never had to be in the situation that I've had to make the decision, but also in the same token, I am not going to tell somebody what they should do with their body. That's not my choice. That's not a privilege that I hold over anybody else. So for men to be like so fucking dumb, you can actually prevent it and you can get a vasectomy. You can wear a condom. Stop like trying to make women feel bad and guilt trip them. Stop, incest. And this is mostly for like the deep south people. I'm talking to you right now. Stop fucking your niece or your cousin, your sister. It's just not... It's not the way to go about life. I'm sorry that you live in a town of 14 people and you're related to all of them. But your choice to do these things doesn't affect a lot of others in America. So stop holding on to the fact that you just want to like stick it in your cousin. It's just not cool. But it's legal in those states. Like, I think it's Alabama, Oklahoma, Kentucky. But you can't get an abortion in any of those states, right? So men, you have to do better. You have to speak up, because I also know a lot of men that had paid for women to get abortions, okay? I know people that in high school, when we were attending, got some, girls pregnant. And guess what? An abortion had to happen. So just think about where you would have been in life now 20 years later, co-parenting, because clearly none of these people are even together. They're not dating. They're not married, right? Your lives would surely be a whole fuck ton different, right? So it's not just the sake of like, hi, we're not ready, we don't want a baby. There's so many other things that fall under the scope. So please educate yourself more. For any reason that you disagree with this, I want you to do your research, and I want you to like really take the time to learn about this. Learn about people in your life that have actually probably been like too scared to talk about things because of the judgment and the closed-mindedness. And I think you would actually be quite surprised. I actually just saw something online where a woman, her mom works in a nursing home, and there's some elderly women in there, and this was like before Roe v. Wade was even in existence. And they said that, one of them said, my husband, I told him after 6 babies, I don't want any more babies, this was too much, and he kept impregnating her to the point where she just like tossed the baby in the river and killed it. And like so many other horrific stories. And you just don't understand, like, men still don't appreciate, society doesn't even appreciate, women included in this, that your whole body, you're not only growing life, but you go through massive trauma when you're delivering a baby. So I don't want from my twat to my asshole ripped apart with a baby coming out, and then you're gonna tell me I have to go back to work like 2 months after that happened. You're still trying to heal up, right? And you're trying to take care of a crying baby who needs his diaper changed, fed, burped, bathed, clothed, all of that stuff on top of like trying to heal your own body. So the snapback generation, that's whack also. But give people like proper time to like heal their bodies. So all of this shit is fucking dumb. The Supreme Court, bunch of cunts. I said that before and I will say it again. You guys are a fucking failure, piece of shit liars. And like Kavanaugh, I'm looking at you because you're a sexual assaulter. Amy Barrett Coney, you're a fucking dick. Hate you. Like you, ugh. So that's that. I know it's been a heavy week. I just needed to get that off my chest. If you disagree with me, I'm not even going to tell you you're a fucking idiot, even though I'm thinking that. I want you to do the research. I want you to hear people's stories and realize that it is healthcare. It is not just people being irresponsible. I mean, shit, your mom probably wanted to have an abortion with you, but it was probably not the right time because whether or not it was before Roe v. Wade, So just think about that. You could have been on the sheets that night, but nope, you were in your mom, and here you are creating life. So next time there's a school shooting, a grocery store shooting, a movie theater shooting, people die because their health is ignored because the healthcare costs are like too much to bear. Anything that we talk about, food, starvation and food insecurities. Anytime conservatives bring that up, I just want you to remind them that they're pro-birth. They just don't give a shit. I mean, granted, we're trying to build walls in different countries and ban people for xenophobia, because of xenophobia here. So just remember that every time you say you're pro-life, you're pro-birth. And fuck you. Fuck you. And yeah, just one more thing to point out. Just so you guys know, if you're carrying a baby and you want to get Social Security money, child support, anything like that, the government says no because they don't consider the baby in your womb to be a real person. So very contradictory of the government, wouldn't you say? All right, anyway, we're going to talk about more violence since people think that this is all about killing babies, even though they're fucking ignorant. So, in Atlanta, a couple of days ago, a man, I'm definitely assuming he's a white man, they have not named the suspect, aka it's a white man, went into a Subway in a gas station in Atlanta. I already said Atlanta, but just in case you guys want a frame of reference for climate that we're in, 2 employees were shot. One of them actually tragically lost her life. And these employees only started at this Subway about 3 weeks prior. And the boss was saying that they were actually model employees, right? This customer shot these employees because there was too much mayonnaise on his sandwich. Think about that for a moment. You are so enraged that you choose to initiate violence to the point where somebody loses their life because there was too much of one condiment on your sandwich. There needs to be a lot of reevaluation, and also bringing back very quickly to the pro-life, let's talk about mental health. Because if these people were treated accurately, right, and not living in such a misogynistic society, maybe this man would have learned to redirect his anger in other ways and say, hey, actually, I'm not satisfied with this sandwich. Would you be so kind to make me another? Or, you know what? They seem kind of busy because every fucking place on planet Earth is understaffed. Let me just scrape it off with a napkin and call it a day, right? You know, because with COVID, just in America alone, over 1 million people have died. And that's probably why conservatives want more babies to come, because the workforce needs to be fulfilled, even though we're very overpopulated as a country. And people are short-staffed because they don't have to work 2 jobs. Maybe they found a job that's better paying, so they don't have to work 2 jobs. But I think we're going to get back to that because inflation is like so intense that people have to pick up like fucking multiple jobs in order to live. I hate, this place sucks. This place sucks. I gotta start looking at other places to live. I mean, whatever. But anyway, on to other violent, like extremely viewer discretion advised on this. We need to just take a moment. Rudy Giuliani was it's really difficult for me to talk about it. He was assaulted, guys. He was assaulted in a grocery store in Staten Island. Truthfully, with everything that's going on in the news, I don't know as a society, as a country, how we are going to recover from this assault. Like, this is an attempted murder on the former mayor and advisor to Trump. So just take a quick look at this clip, and let's just chat about how severe this attack was.
Happened at a ShopRite store on Staten Island. Giuliani was there campaigning for his son Andrew, who's running for governor of New York. He says the employee called him an expletive as he made contact. The former New York City mayor was not injured during that incident.
I know that was hard to watch, guys. Just know my thoughts and prayers are with Rudy at this time. It's really difficult to see because he said as a 78-year-old man, he could have fallen, cracked his skull, and died. And by seeing that clip, it absolutely looks like, his life was spared. He's one of God's favorites. So let's send him all the thoughts and prayers possible to get through this really, really difficult time in his life. All right, and then lastly, let's just wrap up this episode with talking about Spot 'em Got 'em. He's a Florida rapper, guys, and he was arrested just a couple days ago on a jet ski because he was actually carrying an AK-47. Here's a picture of Spot 'em Got 'em, and a quick little picture of him on the boat. I mean, the jet ski. He's so tiny, I thought he was on a boat. But no, actually, in fact, he's on probably a juvenile jet ski, and he still looks like he belongs in a kangaroo pouch, I would say. I mean, he's so tiny, guys. But anyway, just take a look at this quickly. Yes, that is Spot 'em Got 'em. So I don't know what's going to happen to him next, but from what I've heard, sources have exclusively told me that this toddler is to be set in timeout for a very long time, and possibly actually, he might actually miss snack time. This is how severe it is. A toddler carrying an AK-47. Like, he might have to miss his preschool graduation. He might not go to a friend's birthday party. His parents have banned, like, fruit by the foot at his house for a month. They're limiting his iPad time. This is just wild. This is what happens when you give kids guns. There's just too much going on in the world right now, guys. It's been a rough week, news-wise. But anyway, I'll see you back next week, 2 weeks, 5 weeks, I don't know. You'll see me soon. We're gonna finish off this season strong. Strong like Rudy Giuliani. With that being said, I will see you guys soon. Thank you for tuning in as always. Blah, 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 blah. Peace out.